And then I smacked the bee out of the sky. It dropped to the ground. And that was like my fucking don't mess with me.
What is this hatred for bees that you have, man? That's something
dude.
you need to reconcile with. Not
Dude,
good.
I love nothing more. You know the best is you're walking and you see a bee and your step goes an extra meter to the right and you stand on it and you feel it crunch. And you go, dead bee. Dead bee. No, I've never killed a bee.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world.
This is the new look.
What's going on? You're so far away. What is this? What is this mounted on? Is that like a fan or something?
This is the new relaxed pod.
What am I looking at?
Dude, it's unbelievable.
What is
waiting
that?
For you.
What's that black
What?
thing? What's that black thing I'm looking at?
What black thing?
It's like half your screen is obscured by this thing. What is it?
Oh, really? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's my camera.
Oh, okay.
Wait, let me move it. Oh, there? Is that better?
Oh no, it's fine. I was just I wasn't sure if you were trying to make it like
Oh,
part
no,
of
man.
it.
I'm not getting artsy. Dude, waiting for you is like, I imagine how a dog's life, you know, when the dog just keeps checking that little windowsill at the front of the house, everything they hear, they think, oh, the owner's back. My only friend's home.
My boys would do that. They'd sit up on the back of the couch and just stare out the window for you to get back.
Dude, to think it's like waiting for your prison release, like they basically, 85% of a dog's life is just waiting for the owner to come back. And the thing is, you know how kids, in a kid's mind, when they go away, they assume they're never coming back. A dog can't even ever get beyond that.
Yeah, object permanence. Yeah.
Yeah, object permanence. The dog just thinks every day. That's why they're so stoked when you come back. They assume you died.
Well, because for them, it's been like, it might have been 10 minutes, but it might as well have been 4 years.
You're celebrating effectively like on a helicopter rescuing someone from an island when they thought all hope was gone. They thought all hope. And you go, oh, dude, he's so excited. And you're like, of course he's excited. He literally had mourned you. He had mourned you. He thought you were dead. He had gone to your funeral. And then suddenly this hand came out of the coffin through the sand. And he goes, Joshy's back. Joshy's back. Oh, my God. You're fucking back from the dead again. Every day he's back from the dead. Oh, Christ has risen. Man, I had this epiphany over the break.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but I had this idea that...
Okay, you had a thought.
Well, I was just thinking, I was looking at the road dogs and the comics, and I think bitterness is a disease.
Bitterness?
Yeah, I think that's what kills all comics. I think every comic is less funny because of that peering over the neighbour's fence. Like, I was in a good mood today, and then I saw James McCann at the Mothership, photos of him on stage, and then in the green room, and I was like, oh... I'm going down south to Yelling Up for a holiday. I'm like, fucking kill me. All week I'd been excited. I'm going to Yelling Up. There's a pool there. We're going to do shit. Then I see McCann on the fucking Mothership stage, and I'm like, I hope we die in a crash on the highway down. Fuck you, McCann. I want to be in there. And you know what the thing is? You probably hate it. You hate it all, dude. That's the perspective you get. You don't really... you don't really want what anyone else has got because it actually sucks. Like over Christmas, just interacting with people is hard.
How was your Christmas, man? How are the kids? How was the hack
Well,
sweat?
I've got such a joy now because I've abandoned any social structure. Like I'm just free. I don't believe time's linear, so I don't celebrate New Year's. There is no calendars. There's just... I don't interact with people.
Man, I bet you had way more social function than I did. I
had none.
Guarantee it.
I basically, even the Uber driver was like, leave it at the end of the street, cunt. I don't want to even risk seeing you through the window.
Man, between the 23rd and the 3rd, so Wednesday, I didn't see anybody at all.
Oh, dude, I didn't do anything.
I slept through Christmas. I slept through New Year's.
Oh, mate, are you on Seroquel? I'm on Seroquel now, which can basically just remove time from the calendar.
No, this is all natural.
That's just sheer depression. How close? Because I believe, like I always say it on stage and if it goes well, like the fantasy of suicide is often what gets you through suicide, like the relief of just being able to go like, yeah, I can just walk into Centrelink and put a gun in my mouth and blow my head up.
What a place to do it. Like, what a statement to make. Like, it's like not walking into, like, ASIC or something. It's walking into Centrelink. It's like the people who take care of the lowest of the low, like the most desperate final, like, hand reach down to pull you back into the life raft. Like, those are the ones that you're mad at. It's the $300 a week check not coming through. That's it. You have to splatter your brains all over the walls of.
Well, they're enablers because if they didn't give you that fucking can of tuna, you would kill yourself. But they give you enough to just keep you on life support. They're basically like a coma baby keeping you in coma. I'm like, pull the plug. Why do you keep giving me just enough food to get some drinks, some cigarettes, and some spam? I'm like, fucking let me go. Do you know what I mean? They're feeding you. You've jumped off ship and you're in the water and they're feeding you enough to just keep you afloat and occasionally...
So you're mad that they are that they're not pushing you down.
They're enablers.
That the hand is open and it's not a fist. The hand should be a fist punching your face back into the waves.
Dude, it's a fucking torture chamber. It's head on the stick. You know in Wolf Creek where the guy cuts the spine? Head on a stick
Make an
and you
effigy.
keep it alive?
Yeah.
And I'm like... You know what you've done? You're just keeping me alive so you can fucking... You know, like when you say, oh, someone's molested my kid, I'm going to kill him. The best thing is to keep him in the shed on Centrelink.
Yeah.
Just with enough hope to keep going.
Let them live at a subsistence level.
You know where you've gone wrong? Is you've forgotten the ethos of hope, which is the degenerate gambler's hope that, you know, they go to the track and the scratch and win, they're going to win. They've got a new system. You've basically now looked at life too hard and you've realized your ego is washed away and you realize there is no hope. And even if you do well, you'll never be happy. And I'm saying you need to trick yourself again and think maybe having drinks at Mothership will be fun, even though you'll be thinking, I have nothing in common with anyone here. Do you know what I mean? And you quickly, it's like a second date syndrome where they come to understand you and go like, this guy's annoying. That's what we don't know with McCann. McCann's got extreme bipolar. He'll be locked out of there soon. Who knows what happens? He could be in an Uber suddenly preaching off about a Catholic priest kissing a ring and they'll go, get out at the lights. You're done, mate. And he'll be like, what are you doing? Dude, I actually heard that was the story. It was going to be on a podcast, but it was deeply religious. And then they, this is what I heard through the rumor. Then they saw some of his stand-up and go like, how does this is like, because here's the thing with his stand-up, it's so good, but it doesn't really gel with a hardcore Catholic ideology.
I mean,
there's some menace in there.
I think that a lot of it does. It just like it's
very menacing.
It's sort of said with there's like a potential of irony there, which
yeah.
None of it's ironic though. They are genuine views.
But it's like a pastor in Nigeria with a shotgun. Do you know what I mean? There's a menace to the way.
Oh my God!
The pastor's got a fucking AK-47 strapped to his belt as he does the sermon. Hey, there's danger in it. But anyway, man, what I was saying is I was loving it, dude. You know, my favorite thing is watching the New Year's thing, The Servants. Like click through, you know, like watching the hard reset of their brain so they can click through for another round. Like it's so set up for them, right? That 31 December and seeing the relief on their face, we made it. It's all changing. We're free. And then I'm like, nothing's changed. Time's not linear. And I just love watching a slave get a second wind on New Year's Eve for another year. It's hilarious, man. That's the joy of it all.
Yeah. But how was Christmas?
Oh man,
you had the kids?
No. Well, I had them. I had an interesting thing because I was My ex was very agreeable on Christmas Day, and then I realised she did have a Christmas party and just didn't take them. There were family photos, and I assumed she just wanted to get drunk on Prosecco and not deal with this shit. So I was like, why didn't they fucking go? But I never brought it up because I was like, oh, I had them. But it's a very, just swimming around, a beautiful mind vibe, not really chatting, and people thinking, like I've had a stroke. Yeah. My family just looking at me going like, he'll never be the same, will he, after all that, hey? Look at him. He's just floating on his back, staring at the ceiling. And then, you know what's? No real joy. Do you want any dessert? Don't care. Why don't we have I don't drink in the day anymore. And they're like, well, what are you going to do anything? And I'm like, well, I'm not hungry.
Man, that's such an alarming statement. I don't drink during the day anymore. Like that's someone who's been forced to witness a horrible tragedy of their own cause.
I'll give people a hot tip. 14 beers on a weekend when you've just recently divorced is a great way to have fun with the kids. You're fucking clawing around. I'm a fucking alley cat. Dad's almost drowning. Dad's made a bubbler. Dad's pissed in his own mouth. Bubbler, bubbler, bubbler.
If you witness someone imbibing that volume of liquid and it wasn't alcohol, you'd be terrified.
Oh, mate.
If you saw someone drink like 8 liters of water just in an afternoon.
It's like that Gazanka Gloop drinking from the
Augustus
thing.
Gloop and Willy Wonka, yeah.
Man, but I ran out of Ozempic, and it's actually been a godsend because I was living on hand moisturizer. Because my skin was getting like a prune. I'm looking at clips. I went on the flight. I'm like a fucking raisin, dude. My wrinkles. There's wrinkles everywhere. My whole body.
And it's because you're old and you're removing the fat. You're deflating a balloon and you're like, this balloon it doesn't bounce anymore. It's got no give. It just sinks to the floor.
What's that instrument that goes together?
The bagpipes?
No, the box that it's like.
The accordion.
The accordion. I've become like a human accordion, dude. And I couldn't eat, and I was like, I eat moisturizer and soften from the inside out. It's a deep cleanse. Do you know, has anyone thought about eating moisturizer so you get it right from the core? Don't do it. That's a topical solution to a deeper problem. But anyway, so I got off it. I'm looking amazing, but I'm fat. I put on the weight almost.
Yeah, dude, it's like. This is the other thing, right? Like when you're obsessed to the point that you're using Ozempic because you need the results now and you don't like looking in the mirror. It doesn't matter what you see in the mirror, you're going to be hypercritical of it. So at first I'm too fat, and then you take the Ozempic and you're like, what are these wrinkles? This is crazy. And then I'm too pale, I'm too brown, there's too much sun, there's not enough.
It's because you're hyper-focused at stuff, because I was looking back at photos of me when I was fat, lamenting, going, fuck, I just want to be like that again. What do I have to do? How do I just don't want to be like a fucking prune, dude. But, oh man, I was having a lot of problems on Ozempic with massive sleeping, whereas just the afternoon I'd fall asleep because I hadn't eaten anything except for a hand sanitizer. And I'm back. I'm fucking back. I was sleeping for, I'd do a night sleep. There's a 10 hours and then a 6-hour day sleep.
Wait, 10 hours? I do a night sleep for 10 hours.
So I'm doing a 16-hour sleep. I was always on it. But man, the godsend for me now is Seroquel. Oh, I sleep like a fucking baby. It's very bad because I've started having it every night. And now I've fucked it up. I was an all right sleeper, go to bed, fall asleep. Now if I don't have Seroquel, I'm like, fuck, I'm lying awake staring at the ceiling going, I've got to move out. I've got to do something. I've got to fix my fucking shit. I'm a drug addict now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anytime you change a medication like that, it's going to fuck your sleep up.
No, but dude, it's not for bipolar. I just went to the GP and got it for sleep because it's so sick to just have a 10-hour sleep. And I don't care if it's drug-induced. It's just like every night I go to bed as soon as I have the Seroquel and then wake up groggy, fucking really late. Sometimes, if I time it wrong, I sleep through the open of the market. I'm like, fuck, the market's been open 3 hours. I've fucking been asleep.
It says that that's a big one. What's it called? Somnolence is a state of strong desire for sleep or sleeping for unusually long periods of time.
Oh, dude, I loved it.
It's the 5th highest in antipsychotic for sedation. It's quite high.
Oh, dude, it's a beauty, and it's so tiny, and you're like, ooh, how many of those could I fit in my mouth at once?
Yeah,
I'm
playing Fluffy Duck with Seroquel talents.
I'm doing the marshmallow challenge. Do you know what the thing was? Early on, when I got it from my psychiatrist early, they had a red sticker on it, a warning sticker. And they would only dispense a week's supply at a hit.
Yeah.
Now the Zimbabwean gave me like 2 months' supply. I've got boxes of this shit. I think we've got a dog with dogs sitting at the moment. I think the dog took a strip of them. Like, they're everywhere. They're fucking falling around the house like candy. Like I'm fucking Pablo Escobar. I feel like Scarface, dude. I've got these fucking drugs everywhere. Pop, 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 pop. You know what's so good is if you're bored, you just take 8 hours. You're like, well, what am I going to do? It's, that black, you know that everyone goes, oh, you don't know what date it is between Christmas and New Year's? You especially don't if you just have Seroquel every day.
Yeah.
You just wake up and I'm loving it for the Warp Zone, dude. So how was your Christmas? Did you actually not see anyone?
No, I didn't see anyone.
I love that, dude.
It was not good. I woke up for 2 hours on Christmas Day and I watched Vertigo, and then I fell asleep again.
Yeah.
Then around 9:30, I'm sure, I don't know, I haven't looked at the news either, but it's been like horrific storms.
Oh, yeah, it's been raining over there, man.
And the Christmas was like crazy. I think they classified it as a tornado apparently, because I woke up at 9:30 and it was like, man, I've never seen lightning. Like, it was constant lightning, just bang, 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 bang.
What a perfect backdrop to take one's life. Yeah. You fool. People could have just found you floating in the pool and thought you'd been drowned by cane toads.
You could have walked outside, man, and you would have been just mystified by a lightning strike.
The floods were crazy with the cane toads. Are like mini flies when they're born. They're tiny. Have you seen them just scrummaging around the ground? There's literally billions of them.
I saw a lot of them when I visited Australia when I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
But then since moving here, man, like that whole drive for kids to take golf clubs to cane toads.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one, man. Maybe I've seen 1 or 2 flattened, but I haven't seen any fucking cane toads for 10 years.
Yeah. Dude, you know what I did, which was great for Christmas this year, was buying on Marketplace stolen goods. I went to the roughest area in our thing multiple times, getting like remote control boats. I had guys going like acting like junkies, going like, oh, nah, mate, you're being weird about it. You're chatting. And I'm like, dude, the remote control boat doesn't have a battery in it. And he goes, whatever, mate. I know you're just being fucking, if you're going to be a fucking weirdo about it, you need to leave. And I'm like, all right, mate, calm it. You're going to get your drugs. Just give me the goddamn stolen goods and put them in my boot. But you know what I mean? Like most of my purchases were on the same street with these fucking houso cunts loading my car up with shit they'd stolen from Kmart and other places. Which reminds me, when I was a kid, because I used to have mates that would steal Christmas for you. So you'd go like, what? You go like, what can 20 get from Santa Claus, who was a shoplifter? And he would go, oh, 20? Yeah, dude, I'll fill a bag with shit. Chocolates, jewelry, whatever. He goes, I just want cash so I can buy weed. So you just give him like, yeah, I've got $100. Can you steal for 5 people? And he'd go, yeah, 5 people. And then I'm like, oh, what the fuck? A curling iron. And he goes, yeah, it was near the exit. I threw it in. I'm just loading bags with shit. Do you know, but it does take away from the sentiment when your mum bursts into tears and you're not even sure what the gift was because it's just shoplifted items with fucking security seals on.
What did you score from the houses? What was your big score?
Oh, dude, the best thing we got was a remote control aeroplane, which I've just been letting the 5-year-old drive because we got it so cheap. I got it for $20. He's flying a fucking plane down at the school, bombing birds. We've had it thrown up. It's been caught in a tree 3 times. I've just got it down with a rock. Like, we couldn't give a fuck. People think we're so rich because they're like, who just basically allows a 5-year-old to fly like electrical equipment that's, you know, like that's obviously going to be damageable in his hands and just go for it, son. Go. He's higher than the trees. He's dipping. He's got the fucking remote the wrong way. He's crashing it. I don't give a shit. It's fucking stolen goods from the households. But, man, it's just so hard. I was saying I said to someone, we didn't need turkey on Christmas Day because I'm the turkey. But what I was saying is it's so hard because back in the day, Christmas, I was actually quite a happy guy. So I'd have a Christmas shirt on, having actual cocktails. Now I'm just pretending. So it's one of the hardest acting jobs. Like, I feel nothing. I feel like I've got fire in my heart and death and destruction.
Your audition for NIDA. You're sitting through audition tapes.
Dude, how good's that?
If you'd seen me last Christmas, you would let me in this program immediately.
Dude, how good's that? That's how you get into top acting school, by seeing a photo of you pretending to be happy with your family.
I'm at the Logies this year for best Christmas performance.
Oh, dude, but it's like ripping a Band-Aid off because you're around the Spielberg family vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like, because there's the family unit. They're all in matching outfits. And then you arrive with your 2 boys with a box of Red Rooster, and we're sort of wearing the same shirts, but everyone can see that when my boys get injured, no one's hugging them. There's no teat. Do you know, there's no nurture. They're in fight or flight. I'm flight or flight. We're all fucking struggling, scratching for relevance. We don't feel included. They said, we had eggnog. Did you put out biscuits for Santa? I'm like, why bother? My ex will just end up taking them. Do you know what I mean? Probably. Imagine that. You wake up, you put biscuits out, you put biscuit and rum, and it gets court order. Half of it's shipped across to your ex's house. You're like, where's half of this biscuit? She's broken in and had 75% bite out of the biscuits. You're going, fair's fair. I'm always watching you, Andrew. Always be watching. I realised another reason I can never be flamboyant with money is because of that impending threat of being rinsed and shaken down.
A fear of litigation.
There's always litigation, so it's basically I have to turn my pockets out and moths have to fly out, and all the money must be stuffed up my anus. I must have gold bars shoved up my anal pipe. No one can ever see the wealth. So that thing I said of like concealing money is actually also going to have to happen, because I would rather bury my wealth in the desert than share it. And you know, the other thing that happened was just watching people go viral with stand-up clips. It hurts. It's frustrating.
Who was going viral that you're jealous of?
I haven't had fucking a lick of water, and I had to put up more of these fucking stupid interview clips, and the guy keeps making me put thumbnails on that are way over-engineered. I'm like, I don't want it. I just want normal shit. I'm fucking embarrassed. I went to Sydney. I got laughed in the green room for doing teddy bears in a shed. I can't do it anymore. I just want normal shit. Dude, like the desperation. Door-to-door sales online, looking for followers.
But man, things are going great, dude. I saw you're on a 10 for 10 lineup.
Yeah, what's this 10 for 10, man? You know that's the other problem. I can't even fucking headline. I want all these shit, and I'm like, someone books me for 20 minutes, I have a fucking nervous breakdown. I'm like, I'm a 12-minute comic. I'm like, I can't fucking think for that long. My brain short circuits at the 8-minute mark. I'm like, I'm overwhelmed with dopamine and reactions.
It's quite insulting, man. A 10 for 10 lineup. That means you're only worth the $1. That's
where the fuck's this 10 for 10 lineup?
Dude, I saw it on your story. It was like your picture, and it was like 10 comics for $10.
Oh, yeah. Oh, where the fuck's... Yeah. That's normal for me, man. And, I went short. That's what's amazing. I didn't even do my time. And that's the thing, dude. Like, it's all a fucking fallacy. Yesterday, I went for a walk and tried to riff some shit. And it was like, went up on stage, couldn't do it. just fucking went for the kill, just do the old shit. Just couldn't handle it. Said one word. Just said, eating's tough. Anyway, I'm out. I'm out. And then just did my dog bit to claps and then went home and go like, I can't fucking do this shit. I don't know, man.
And so, so what, family Christmas with the...
Okay, so literally no contact. And I was telling my ex, because I'm like, I want to take the kids to Bali and now I'm taking them to fucking down south for the same price because they're not allowed to be around minority cultures, apparently. It's unsafe in Indonesia. Right. But it's more than fine to be around fucking methed up bogans in Western Australia. I can go down there, but I was telling her, look, I don't want social approval anymore. I have no intention of ever being in a group. And she's like, well, what the hell? You're not going to go to holiday with groups? I'm like, no. I said, I've elevated. I found a level of consciousness that doesn't require validation by other people. And she goes, you're scaring the fuck out of me the way you're talking.
Yeah, man. It was pretty scary to be like, she's like, oh, you want to take the kids away to Bali? And you're like, yeah, I'm not seeking validation externally. So it's all like, we're on this conscious level. She's like, yeah, you can't go overseas with them. I need to be able to rescue them.
She needs a group, and she said, I want other people there. And I said, no, you don't understand what I'm teaching them. Is an elevated consciousness.
This is not language you can use to convince your ex to let you take kids overseas.
I said, we don't need group dynamic anymore. We will validate ourselves in the group, just the three of us. We don't need social approval anymore. Do you understand how much growth I've had to get to a point of a rare point in the human condition to actually not want friends or interactions anymore?
That's
to not care.
Point of it. That's not a desirable mental place to be in. No psychiatrist is out there going, and if things are going really well, you will just recluse yourself completely, and and you'll take these Seroquel pills to sleep.
This hermit, it's called the hermit Nirvana,
it's called hermit mode, man. I've been going fucking full hermit mode, bro. Like, check out my TikTok, check out my Instagram. You got to see, we've got all these stories, man. You can learn how to go hermit mode yourself, how to shut away.
Mate,
I'm going to teach you how to black out your windows with tinfoil.
Don't resist, don't struggle. Just lean into the hermit. It's like pretend you're on Centrelink, call on the voice waiting. And just listening to that.
Man, that'd be pretty good to like take your phone and record motivational videos at a gym, but instead of doing like, hey boys, it's Andrew here, we're going fucking beast mode at the gym today. Instead, you're in there near the dumbbells being like, all right guys, we're gonna go absolutely hermit mode. I'm gonna teach you how to start cooking, like killing and cooking your own food so you don't have to go to the supermarket anymore. We're gonna be talking about vegetable patch and how you can have a vegetable patch inside if you get the right kind of light bulbs.
Dude, it's like basically what I always said, like, you know, those doomsday preppers.
Yeah.
That the only thing they didn't consider is that they're living in a bunker with beans for 38 years with no contact. And they realize they've already prepared because they're so crazy that they have no friends while life's still normal. So they totally squander the last 3 years of civilization by being a freak and then eventually end up in a bunker, the only man alive, and going like, you're probably better off to have just enjoyed the last 3 years. Like, and actually gone down to Adventure World, had some KFC, hung around everyone. You were bearing beans in a fucking cave for 3 of the last meaningful years of human existence. And now you live on light bulb light, drinking water that comes through the cracks in the cave. Man, I wonder, because I would love to see, I reckon the true mindfulness is listening to that call waiting on Centrelink, where they haven't paid you and you need that money for Christmas, and then they play da-na-na-na-na, da-na. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is actually part of the psychology of what they're doing, is teaching to reduce domestic violence, is keeping that guy on the phone for 4 hours without changing the music and just having him control his mood. First few weeks, he's punching shit, going, where's my wife? Where's my wife? I want to hit. But eventually he learns, like a Pavlovian dog. Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na. I actually think that call waiting has been done to calm these dogs. Shh, hush, doggy. Hush, doggy. Hush, doggy. Do you know what I mean? They think, look, what we need, most of these people need to be on call waiting for at least 6 hours a day to calm that fucking demon. That Jake the Muss demon.
That would be a great place to do some like social re-engineering. So you've got like Tuesdays, you're just playing healthy recipes on loop. So dad's furious because his money's not through. But on Wednesday, he's making a nice vegetable medley for the kids.
Oh yeah. Dude, a tuna mornay that he's picked up. Ideally, I would like to find a way. I want to try get on that. Our podcast on Centrelink. Yeah, I want to be in Coles.
Yeah, we just got picked up by Centrelink with the whole music now. It's a pretty big deal, dude. Actually.
Centrelink, hold music and be at Coles and Woolies. And it's just like, and you can hear, man, oh, dude, if I could ever get that, I would love my life. If you went into Woolies and you could hear me talking while you shopped, oh my God. Do you not love it?
Yeah, I think I told you we had that, at radio school, we had a microphone, like some wireless mic system, and the frequency was picked up by the Woolworths across the road.
Oh.
And our teacher, like our lecturer, was he was the voice for the Woolworths ads, like the specials. So we would have him do just random announcements and be like, bananas are now free for the next 10 minutes. Oh. Get a free banana at the produce section. And he was the voice. So it's like the people in the Woolworths were like, what the fuck's going on? This doesn't seem right.
Oh,
but
mate.
It's the guy.
Mate, you know what? That is, that's everything, man. That's everything.
Yeah, being able to patch into to public announcement services.
Dude, you know, I was actually thinking, because that's why I realized stand-up sucks so much. It's pretty much the performance of someone looking into someone in a drive-through window with that little mic headset on. That's about as much movement most people do, right? It's, you know what I'm saying? I'm tying this in what we're talking. I don't know. It just got me thinking about like drive-through windows and announcers.
Yeah.
Because this is what I realized. One, no good content and swearing a lot. But the reason my stand-up does so badly is it's effectively just looking at someone in a drive-through window. There's no animation. Sometimes I think I went crazy and moved my foot. And I'm like, I didn't even move my foot. It's just marginally. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the amount of... I don't know why I pivoted to this. We should have stayed where we were talking. I don't know what I'm doing. I thought this would seamlessly pivot, and we're better off talking about getting in on various help waiting things.
I thought what you were going to say is that the issue with stand-up is that it's not forced. Like, people have volunteered to come and watch... Whereas something like a public announcement system or a drive-through window gives you the opportunity to get inside people's heads who were otherwise not willing to listen to you.
That's what I was thinking, because early on in stand-up, I used to do street stand-up. It was very good in Sydney, where I would just basically yell all my bits just walking the streets at a woman. So I'd be like, yeah. And that's when she said, lick it, suck it, dick it. And then the lady would be like, oh, what's wrong with you? And just run off. And I'm like, so you prepared for bombing because you're at, you could hear that crossover thing, and you're yelling, going like, what's the deal with embarrassing bodies? Do you know what I mean? And talking to a weird Chinese guy on a scooter, and you're doing your punchlines to people actually fleeing.
People have told me, the people who were there have told me that you were an absolute lunatic to be around when you had Comedy Zone, because you were, I guess you were in a transitional period in your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, you like just being a menace instead of firing correctly.
Dude. Yelling. I got hit. I almost got hit by two homeless guys doing my set, just walking on the street practicing, and homeless guys that had Tourette's as well, or like Do you know, like had psychosis, trying to lash out and kick at me. Like, I'm the crazy Jesus man.
The people who needed that Seroquel, man.
Dude, a guy tried to fight me once out the front of town hall, and I ran up and I saw a bee and I punched it out of the sky and it fell and dropped on the ground. It's a weird moment. I don't know what happened. There was a bee bumbling around. There was a homeless guy trying to fight, and then I smacked the bee out of the sky. It dropped to the ground, and that was like my fucking don't mess with me.
What is this hatred for bees that you have, man? That's something you need to reconcile. It's not good.
I love nothing more. You know the best is you're walking and you see a bee and your step goes an extra meter to the right and you stand on it and you feel it crunch. And you go, dead bee. Dead baby. No, I've never killed a bee. But, were people saying I was manic? I was manic, dude. There were stories from Raw. There's stories of me throwing bottles at the town hall, yelling something about Susan Proven. From Comedy Zone, I was restrained because I tried to climb up into the Melbourne Town Hall and throw the Comedy Zone flyers onto the streets.
Okay, you were restrained by other people, not you were restraining yourself.
They were like, dude, what are you doing? And I was trying to climb to the top of the tower like the hunchback from Notre Dame and throw flowers going, come down. And dude, I was being very weird. I kept telling a lot of the pro comics, like, where have you been? We're performing 7. Do you know, like, so I'd go up to professional people from the UK acting as if, like, that zone meant anything and that it was peculiar that they hadn't watched and come to see us do our 5-minute spots. I remember accosting Cody. Thankfully, I don't think he remembers. Being hostile and demanding why he hadn't come yet. We're in week 3. I've not seen barely anyone, any of you cunts. I'm like, dude, just the sense of entitlement, but it was all a joke. It was a joke because I did the same thing to Dilrook, which was continue every time I was talking to him. When anyone walked past, I go, I get it. You're with Token. You need to chill out. You signed with Token. You need to chill, Dill. We get it. And he'd be like, you absolute cunt. We were talking about accounting. I'm like, yeah, it's a little joke, dude. It's funny. he literally 20 times it looked like he just couldn't shut up about his fucking Token thing. So they were saying I was acting crazy.
Oh yeah, I've heard brief recollections of you being a lunatic at whatever year Zone was.
Oh yeah. But you know what the thing? They are only performing for an hour a day.
You're performing all the time.
Full stop.
Except for when you've taken the Seroquel.
And that's what I'm saying to you. How much do you want it, baby? I'm always been closing. I'm doing closing bits.
Man, it works for sales and it works for stand-up, dude. Always be closing.
I had always hoped, because I had a few crazies, like I went out with him. He ended up getting arrested. That was a good night. But there were a couple of like maniacs that you would tether in with, and then you're off to the races, the rodeo. There are a few like minds that basically just want to poke and prod and stir the pot and create chaos. I find it crazy that people would be conventional. I mean, we've said it on the pod before. I find it insane that someone would even talk to a civilian. I mean, just watching them on dates, I almost throw up in my mouth. I'm like, Lord knows what they're talking about, but fuck, I'm glad I can't hear them. I'm like, what would these people be even articulating? They literally have nothing. The thought of most Christmases, just the thought of the interactions makes me fucking want to rip my eyes out.
Wow, what a great show. If you want more Sure Thing, check out the Patreon. Longer episodes, Patreon exclusive episodes every week. And most importantly, it's the best way to show you care. Patreon.com, Sure Thing.
How have things been with your parents over this holiday period?
Oh man, I have to move out. I'm moving out. I'm looking at places now, hey?
Yeah, I know. It's been a few months of that. So I was wondering how.
No, it's not been a few months.
It has been a few months. What are you talking about? It's not been a few months. You brought it up a couple months ago, man. I'm not chiding you about it. I'm just saying it has. I know, like this
It got curtailed in the Christmas break because everyone's too busy at little pools exchanging recipes for eggnog and whatever tuna mornay. Most of their convo is exchanging recipes and negotiating who's going to have Christmas the following year. Maybe we can have it at Jeff's house. He doesn't have a pool, but we could get an inflatable and you could have fun. Sounds good to me. I don't mind.
Yeah.
We're going to have to... Anyway.
So how have things been with your parents over Christmas and New Year?
Oh, man, I don't want to get into it, eh? Do you know what
It
actually
doesn't
killed
sound
me?
good, man. You've made it. It sounds a lot like you've been living in your car in the driveway.
I'm almost like that curfew teenager that's boarded up his room with put the bed up against the door and's leaving in and out through the window, going, "I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out until I get my Nintendo Switch back, mummy." Dude, you know what? Seroquel and watching Gummo and Kids. What's that guy?
You can't be taking Seroquel and watching fucking Harmon Korine movies.
I wormholed. That's basically what I did on Boxing Day. I wormholed Harmon Korine movies on Seroquel. I watched Kids. And I was loving Kids. Then I passed out in Seroquel and I'd posted Kids is my new Christmas movie, and I hadn't got up to the whole rape thing at the end, and I was like, oh no! I had that up for a few hours going, this is my new Christmas movie. Forget Die Hard. It's all about kids. And then I saw, it really deteriorated. That last 20 minutes was fucking jarring.
Dude, I mean, I feel like the last 5 minutes of that movie is just really a culmination of the first hour and 25 minutes of that movie.
Oh, dude, but then Gummo spoke to me so much. Then I was watching documentaries with him, his interviews with Letterman. I watched all his shit. He's got that. I couldn't bring myself to watch Bin Humpers or whatever.
Bin Humpers?
Trash Humpers. It's old pensioners that bang dustbins. It's a 2-hour movie. I was like, I don't think I can do this. Trash Humpers? Look up his sequence of movies.
Trash Humpers. All right.
Trash Humpers. And I saw the video and I just saw an old man with his pants down banging a dustbin, and I was like, I don't think I can watch 2 hours of this. Harmony. I'm like,
the film opens with multiple shots of a gang of elderly individuals masturbating to trash.
Oh, dude, he said it was true story. He said he lived near a retirement home and he'd often look out the window and see pensioners fucking bins. But anyway, Gummo is such a good movie. Fuck, it's good.
I haven't watched all of Gummo, but I have seen Kids Can Park and like Spring Breakers and The Beach Bum are also pretty good, but they're quite different.
Oh yeah. I watched Spring Break. Spring Break has got like a weakness to it, script, because it's too Hollywooded. But I know that's what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But there's still something good. There's just that camera that camera that's too clean puts me off. But I know they did it trying to be Instagram, and he had a plan with it. But I'm like, all the footage outside, I hated the party scenes that were in that high resolution camera. It was just jarring.
Yeah.
Everything else I enjoyed.
The Beach Bum is good. I like The Beach Bum more than Spring Breakers, I think.
Oh, dude, I actually love Spring Break. I thought Franco was fucking wicked.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man. Like I like a lot of Harmony Korine stuff, but I just thought the Beach Bum was a better film.
I haven't watched Beach Bum.
It's good, man.
And I'm
going to
watch it now.
You'll like it a lot. It follows Matthew McConaughey around the whole time. It's a real good time. It's fun.
Dude, because I just love Harmony because he takes such big risks with the camera footage that could be destructive, but every angle is like, oh, what? That's what killed Spring Break, because there was more money in the budget, and you could tell that some fucking pen pusher had gone, nah, we need the proper, like, knocked up footage as well in there, mate. And I'm like, just the Gummo, man. Gummo was like, it just was perfectly captured, because sometimes when growing up, I saw a coffee table book of just like the poor. You know, freaks with like, they look like a potato head that's been bashed in, and it's a real person that's a truck driver from Spearwood. We had that, and I loved that book. There used to be like incestuous twins and this weird looking lady with fat lips, and I used to flick, and I'm like, that's Gummo, just brought to life. That fucking creepy, incestuous little horrible little boy eating spaghetti in the bath. Just like, it's just so fucking is what it is to be poor. He nails it. Those are the type of people, the offcuts of genetics. Just the fucking horrible freakos that sort of end up just putting their finger in their butts and sniffing the finger. Do you know, weirdos?
I was watching a lot of Adam Curtis stuff over December that really...
I've never watched any of it, man. You got to get me in this.
It's not good, man. It's what I was saying about you shouldn't be taking Seroquel and watching Harmony Korine films.
Dude, I'll tell you.
If you're on the edge, it's not a good thing. Like, and if you're on the edge and you're watching Adam Curtis documentaries...
Oh, my God.
6 hours of found footage and just, like, weird existential ideas. It's not good. It drives you... It puts you in a spiral.
It's actually a sign of a great director or movie maker where they change you because of it. Because Harmony's very much like Eat Carpet, which they used to have on SBS, which was these crazy fucking a fly on a piece of cheese, and then you could see wind blowing. I used to watch that for hours, like just insanity, like where you had lost all sense of reality and you're just looking at images. It's like you've had too much LSD and your whole mind's gone, and you're just saying and carnival images, and then you know what I mean, meat being thrown in a bin and someone urinating, and then but it's actually cathartic, but also very dangerous for your mental health because it really makes you mental.
If you're on a precipice, those are they can push you over the edge, you know? If everything's good, though, and you watch a Harmony Korine film, you're like, I don't like it. This isn't nice. I don't want to watch this. But if you're there, man, if you're standing on the edge, like it's a kick. It's a kick that sends you flying.
But you know what he does? He makes you realize there is sanity in insanity. Because it's just like little vinaigrette shots. But it all actually makes sense to an insane man.
Vinaigrette shots.
But, it makes sense to an insane man.
Vignettes, right?
Yeah. You got to. But, it actually makes you realize that is the end destination of all the creatives. The McCanns, you see him, like the earring comes in. He's doing the Christmas, blue, 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 blue. And I'm like, ultimately, a fly on a bin with a pensioner humping the trash can, yelling. That's the full creative, coming creatively. That is the ultimate expression of creativity, is to just go fucking berserko. That's what you need on stage. Do you know what I mean? You need on stage when you try to shit into your own mouth as you play a violin. I'm like, but then, you have to rein it in because a lot of people aren't on Seroquel and a lot of people have normal lives. And to watch a weird guy, with weird gloves on, screeching and fiddling. But, yeah, man, it's a funny thing, like we've always said, being homeless, crazy, a guy at a bus stop or a guy actually an open micer working on a set. Who will ever know the difference?
But then how come the developed creative ideas, or with time the creative starts to become cleaner and more refined and less gonzo-y, like we talk about with stand-ups. Once the struggle is gone, it becomes more generic and shiny.
Well, that's the American comedy scene.
But shouldn't it go the other way? Like, shouldn't it be? Shouldn't it be heading towards trash humpers and Gummo?
Well, I think that's where where the greats go. Kinison got worse. Mitch Hedberg got worse.
And Mitch
the good ones get worse.
Mitch Hedberg got dead pretty quick. I don't know if he had a chance to get worse.
But what I'm saying is Norm Macdonald got more and more degenerate. He was
better.
gambling away all his money, and he got
Norm
better.
got better and better, yeah.
He got more and more chaotic. And then there's the other league, the guys with the Nike jumps that you see at the Comedy Store and them. They're all wearing shiny white shoes and wasting everyone's fucking time. Do you know what I mean? Doing blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, we've all got TikTok and we can all pretend to be an 80s comic. Like, what are you doing, cunt? Like, there's nothing new, mate. We want harmony. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why people get blown away that Casey Rockets is around and he moves around stage like a homeless guy around a bus stop and people are loving it. Or that new guy that collects rocks and he sells rocks, which is what's
this?
he goes, I like rocks. And that's all he's really got. He sells rocks at the end, which was obviously an early incarnation of us where we wanted sticks as merch, various sticks that I've just gathered and you sell them. But we never ever got the profile because our pod just never ever gained any momentum.
Yeah, it's found an audience size it's very comfortable with.
It's in a shame cycle. It's abused. It's like basically, it's a weird thing, right? It's like a guy that's cheating on his wife and he's picked up 3 prostitutes, 3 hookers, but he could have kept going more and more. And it's weird that he ended up settling just with 3, and that's our audience. We had this momentum where suddenly we picked up a few of these rough street whores listening in. But then it was odd that we would just then settle on only 3. Why don't I just continue driving and banging?
I think it makes sense, man. I think it's like you're out there like, man, tonight's going to be wild. We're going to go crazy. And then you pick up the 3 hookers and you're like, well, that's kind of all I actually have room for. This is
that's the habit.
Capacity. It's a 5-seater car, but the middle seat in the back, no one's getting in there.
But it's actually it's a peculiar thing, and it's proof that we're in a simulation because you open up a creative channel.
This is proof that we're in a Tell me how it's proof that we're in a simulation.
You open up a creative channel, right? So there's a leak in the ship. So the ship should now fill with water, but we just suddenly get this flood of water coming in, and then it reaches the point of equilibrium and stops filling. And I'm like, that defies physics because we had this flood for a few months when we first started.
You're saying it defies physics that this podcast is not more popular.
Well, I'm saying things should either regress and go like, wow, it's just a loop. Fuck it.
The idea of momentum does suggest that it should continue.
The law of physics should be like a ball should either go up or down. It can't just suddenly suspend in the air and stay at the exact viewership that we've got. It should either be dropping and we could go, oh, great, we've got 3 listeners left. Let's quit this shit, or keep going up. But it just sits there in a state of suspended animation, just annoying you. So you go like, did someone freeze time? Did someone freeze all the time and just the same fucking number of people listen to the same thing? And we haven't had anything new. We haven't said a new thing on this pod for fucking a year. There's not a new premise. Yeah. I can't think of any more.
It does deny inertia, doesn't it?
Yeah. It defies physics, dude. The laws of gravity. Either we're on a trajectory up or a trajectory down. How the fuck did the ball get suspended midair? Do you know what I mean? You fucking explain that.
Yeah, like flipping a coin and it lands on its side and just doesn't, dude, it just stays there.
That's what I'm saying to you. The fact the ball is suspended at the exact same numbers defies and proves the simulation. We're getting fucked, Josh. We're getting fucked by the creator. Fuck you, creator. I'm going to piss in the circuitry board. I'm going to put my little willy in your central processor.
And so, what did you tell the Zimbabwe guy, this doctor man? Hey, oh, Mr. Wolfie, I said, got to take your blood. What did you tell him to get the Seroquel?
I had Dr.
Hey,
Boy.
my brother, you got a problem in your head. We got to do something about the bad things go. You got a demon inside your brain.
Demon. The demon makes me fuck.
The demon makes you sad. We got to get rid of it with these magic pills.
He went crazy. I just said, man, I need more of those Seroquels.
You said, man, I need some Seroquel.
Yeah, it sounded like a guy, at a house party and going, dude, I need something to lift me. I need something.
You said, I think I need some Seroquel, and he was just echoed back, I think you need some Seroquel.
Dude, you know what the worst is? He was away because I've been trying to get this Ozempic script back.
Yeah.
No, I did like that. I've been trying to get this Ozempic script back, and he's on holiday. He's gone back to the motherland to go and give bread out to his fucking extended family or whatever they do.
My brother has been attacked by a lion. I have to go help free him.
Dude, they have a Black Santa, which is just anyone that's been driving taxis or anyone that's living in a first world country goes back to their homeland. And they're really rich.
I have to go back to my village. I am the Santa.
Black Santa.
Look at me. I am the Santa now.
I'm Black Santa. When he goes back and go, you earn how much? All right? Oh, he rich. I got bread and they got bags just with bread. Hey, they open the hand luggage and they're like, why has he just got tip-top bread?
I have to go take Ozempic back to my village.
Dude, imagine getting caught with a bag full of tip-top bread. And going, oh my God, 400 loaves. They go, there must be some restrictions put on this. But, yeah, so he was cut off, and then I went to a guy that's actually qualified, and I said, look, dude, I've got the Ozempic. This doctor, this Serbian guy, Romanian, more fucking Eastern European, so more fucking fucked all. You know what I mean? Like fucking Gestapo energy. So this motherfucker, he was like, well, you actually shouldn't even be on Ozempic. We stopped doing those scripts. And I'm like, well, whatever. Cuthbert doesn't give a fuck, right? I'm on Seroquel. I'm on anything I want, baby. Fuck you. But anyway, we ended up in an argument because he was like, no, because it had to be stopped because of diabetics.
Yeah. I think that was the big thing is the Ozempic. The diabetics who couldn't get the Ozempic were having a really bad time.
And then I had a big fucking blow up with him. And I'm like, how's fucking obesity not as bad an issue as diabetes? And he goes, well, I think you'll find that diabetes is a result of obesity. Like it's the final stage where you lose limbs. I'm like, whatever, mate. You can die of a heart attack from eating as well. Give me the fucking script. But he did not have a good... we did not have a good interaction. I had to apologize. And then he gave me a referral to an ear, nose, and throat specialist saying I've done damage to my voice, like from yelling. He said, what I'm actually worried about is your voice sounds very gravelly. And I think we need to see whether you got reflux or you're yelling a lot. He goes,
Did you tell him about drinking all the chocolate milk to calm down your insides?
Oh, dude. So how's this? I came in to get Ozempic. The guy then said, your voice sounds like a fucking ashtray. You've got to go see someone about it. You don't sound well. I'm like, oh, that's amazing because I said I'm out of breath. I can't even really walk on stage. I lose breath. My voice, I lose it. If I do a 12-minute set, the last 2 minutes, I can't even really talk anymore. I said, and he goes, yeah, that's actually quite...
Yeah, you've been yelling this whole time at me.
And I go, shut your mouth, mate. Obesity is worse than diabetes. Diabetes is fuck all. Give me my drugs. So I'm not on Ozempic now, and I'm actually feeling fucking incredible, even though I put on about 5 kilograms.
Yeah, man, it's because you were starving your brain. Your brain didn't have enough energy to do stuff.
I almost went Harmony Korine on myself. I was fucked. I was getting crazy, dude. I was living on the smell of an oil rag, smell of a chocky box. It was fucking bad. I was having 3 of those little choc boxes and salt and vinegar chips. And then hand moisturizer, which I'd eat to try soften the core.
Does that mean you've been eating? Did you eat real food over Christmas?
Oh, mate, I couldn't believe it. Just my appetite came back, but no lessons learned. Just multiple trips to drive-through windows, slushies, but having like Angus burgers from McDonald's and saying, oh, they seem like pretty just like a burger you'd make at home. Really. Don't you think?
Sure.
I mean, they look healthy. They look like mama would make them. Do you know what I mean? The other ones, you're like, oh, no, this is prison food. You're going to get fat on this. But the Angus burger looks like an old mum's made it. You're like, oh, this is if you went to a barbecue. You can't get fat at barbecues.
Dude, I think all McDonald's is fine, man. It's not as trashy as people. People are like, this is crazy. It's like eating paper.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's like, it's shit trash food, but it's fine. It's not like...
Well, I have mates that have ended up with gout from it, skinny mates, so it is not ideal.
I don't think the McDonald's is the contributing factor. The McDonald's isn't causing gout, man. Gout is like, there are a lot of other things happening for you to get gout.
It was like that guy on Super Size Me, because it turned out he wasn't eating he put on weight, but he wasn't even eating McDonald's. He was just basically cheating.
Was he not?
Nah, they proved that he wasn't on that diet.
They proved? What do you mean? How did that? When was this like debunked? How long ago was it debunked?
Oh, Super Size Me. It turned out Super Size Me was like, no one can really be bothered going to McDonald's that often.
That was the big conspiracy. No one can be bothered going to McDonald's that often.
Dude, it was like they didn't have Uber Eats then, and you had to keep driving there, and a true fatty would eventually take a day off because they're just like, I can't be bothered going. I'm going to get Pizza Hut. Can you believe that McDonald's didn't used to be delivery? It was a different world. Pre-Uber Eats, right? You couldn't get McDonald's delivered. You had to have, and that's back when you had to earn your Slurpee, earn your slop. You had to used to walk. They were everywhere, so you only had to work about 3 meters.
No, no one's getting fucking McDonald's delivered, man. Like, that's the last thing you're getting delivered on an app.
I got on lockdown. I was getting everyone with COVID. I would send them like a McDonald's delivery, but it was just the cherry tomatoes. It cost me $1. So they would open their door and get excited because people were giving them gifts because they're locked down, and it was just from me, like the cherry tomato, the cheapest thing on the menu, just to get their hope up, and then go fuck yourself, dude. I don't care. I'm not locked in. I'm not helping you. Suffer in your box. But dude, I was speaking to a guy over Christmas, heading into the clinic to get my medication.
Yeah, to meet your new Serbian doctor.
And he was from a country, I've got to look it up. I put it in my phone, and it was one of the last countries he said no McDonald's. And he showed me footage of it, photos, and I was like, God, it's beautiful. And I'm like, but not beautiful enough to stay, though, is it, you cunt? You fucking... I've got to stop saying the C word, by the way.
Why is that?
I've
that's
overused
never been a problem. Anyway, look, have you visited the ear, nose, and throat doctor yet?
No, it was crazy because the lady at the front said, no, we will send the referral and they'll be in touch. I was like, that doesn't sound like any experience I've ever had. I said, the chances of you sending a fax and a third party actually actioning it, from my experience in life, is about 1%. I said, that's a 99% fail rate from my experience of, you've got 2 numbskulls interacting together. I'm like, that's like 2 monkeys creating fire. I'm not getting a fucking referral. And guess what? 10 days on, or fucking how many days on, not a peep. The monkeys have left the cage. No referral letter, no booking. I said, miraculously, you're gonna send a letter to a monkey. The monkey's going to book and contact me. I'm like, not on your Nelly. Not on your Nelly. And I was right. It's gone into the fucking void, into the suspended animation of the simulation. The fax was stopped midair, and it will require me driving and fucking choking the woman at reception going, book me in. My voice needs help.
If my medical experience in this country is anything to go by, with my shoulder, in 6 months you'll get a call from an unknown number, and it'll be that, man. Like, they will be so backed up, and then you'll say, what? I thought this was urgent. It was 6 months ago. And they'll go, yeah, we just got to you on the list.
Dude, you know what's crazy is I was reading a lot of pain's caused just by your mind. Back pain. There are books that explain this to people. That a lot of this stuff, that my voice is probably bad because of posture, because I'm so sad. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm slumping my head down and it's resting on my vocal cords and grazing them. Do you know what I mean?
I would like
Causing
to.
friction?
Do you have any like recorded anything of I don't know, school plays or something from where you would have been younger? I just want to hear your voice through the ages.
No. No, remember you said that because creatively I was rejected by the school system. I had that woman in the music teacher who told me, I pulled a finger at her and I think she said, yeah, something about a guy like you will never make it to university.
Yes.
And I was like,
Yeah.
and that was the only, and then I was out of music. Plays? No, not me. Not a white guy. No chance for me to be creative.
Not a white guy? What are you talking about? You grew up, your decade was the white boy decade,
No.
man. I was even there for the end of the white boy decade. It was fine.
All the cushy jobs are reserved for minorities. No, I'm joking. I have to do fucking accounting, for fuck's sake. I want to pretend to be a tree on stage. Why can't I be fucking Morgan Freeman?
Leveraging your home, margin personal loans, hedged by put contracts, holding